trying to get back into the server. But yes, quickly to put a little bookend on what otherwise will be a very absurd phrase to hear. Does look like the knife round's going to be going live now. Yes, I see weapons, so that makes me slightly nervous.
We missed the pistol round.
Okay, let's just assume we're live.
Yeah,
let's
this is live.
We'll scratch the cat story. Haha, pun not intended. And we'll move into the action then, because Cloud9, they won the pistol. They have got themselves plenty of weapons. Let's not forget the new economy system that still blows my mind. Chad will help us out. Flush has already drawn first blood, but GetRight's making the MP9 work. And that's going to give him the AK. Damage done early. Shots right out towards the try box. And actually, you know what? GetRight single-handedly could have brought this round and made it considerably more difficult for Cloud9 if they want to claw this one back. Good to see Golden back in the Cloud9 roster. Taken away from us on day one, but he's healthy and sprightly and ready to frag, and they have been rocking it recently, Chad.
Yeah, surprisingly. And this round is an interesting choice for the Ninjas to go for the force buy. We have been seeing teams take that eco and go for the third round early buy with lack of utility, but here it seems to have started quite well, as you already have mentioned. It looks like after going for a little bit of mid control, they are going to opt for the A split, 2 up A ramp, and 1 has found their way into window. So Golden is pivotal here, Alex, as he is flanking onto the A bomb site.
This is going to be an important frag. He does get the first. He's got info now towards that CT side. Rez hasn't got long for this world. He does hit the tag, but that's the damage of the scout. Down to 1. Uno. And not the fun card game. Golden's going to somehow get another one. Finds the head of Forest. He's just a one-man army. 3 frags. And the last one with just a speck of health. Lecro, last man standing. This has just gone from okay, courtesy of GetRight, to disastrous, as they're going to be losing this one. Golden, you're not going to get a fourth, are you? I think he might. It's going to be Flusher to finish it off, and that's the second.
So the way that this plays out now, because of that force buy from the Ninjas in Pyjamas, basically the loss bonus starts 1 stage earlier. So they just had 1900. They're now going up to the 2400 loss bonus. So if they take a save this round, you know, just maybe grab a couple P250s, don't do anything too wild. On the standard round, we'd expect a gun round. With the old meta, we'll get one. And they'll have more utility than if they were to go for this round of a buy, if they took the eco in the last. You know, now they'd have M4s and very low utility. Right now, they're going to be bolstered with utility, and everyone should have all the goodies that they need.
Let's have a look how this one plays out. Then you can see that actually they're making those USPs work to an extent, chipping away at Rush's health. That's not stopping him finding the head of Rez, though, and this should just be an open and shut case. Just the formality left. GetRight can do some damage. He does have the, I wouldn't say element of surprise, but he does have the angle. And you can see the pre-fire from Golden. He does just echo my point. They know he's going to be there. A very predictable location, especially when your weaponry is limited. And this will just be closing things out then.
Yeah, really not a spot for a deagle.
No, you wouldn't say you're more of a CT kind of deagler?
Yeah, I think the whole point of the deagle is you can fire that bad boy from anywhere across the map and pop someone's head off with 1 bullet. Getting up close and personal with that, the spam with it is one of the more harder things to master. But as we get into this first gun round, watching a lot of Ninjas in Pyjamas recently on Mirage, they do have the AWP as more of a utility. 4 members on this squad use it. I looked at some stats over recent times with all 4, Rez, Dennis, Forest, and Lecro, having 15+ kills with the AWP on this map on their last 3 months on LAN.
Damn.
GetRight with 0. So he doesn't pick up the big green at all, but let's see if they offer some mid-aggression here.
Last time they were at Blast Pro Series, Dennis was AWPing with Astralis as a stand-in. He was doing great work. It's not like he's a slouch on the weapon, more of a team decision for sure. At the moment, mid-control being established. Forrest looking to fight for it and pays with his life. Automatic, he's going hyper-aggressive, takes the fight towards CT, but they know they're there. What do they do with that information? Remains to be seen. Looks like a rotate's on the way.
And this is where the mid-round aggression has to come in, but not from the Ts, or from the CTs I was about to say, as Lecro's going to find Kiyoshima lurking out individually. He had a teammate there throwing utility, but no trade potential, and Flush's position becomes very interesting as he can flank out late from this ladder room. Yeah,
Rez certainly not surprised to find us automatic there, but the AK too damn strong, finds the head. And so a 4 versus 3 in favor of Cloud9. Lecro, he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders here, and actually weight might be the key word this time, though, in the essence of time, because GetRight's on a walk. This could be good. He's going to catch automatic as he starts to leave, but not enough. The M4 brings him down to just 10 points of health, but that's control of the site. The bomb's on its way through ramp. Flush is going to find one on the lurk as well. Now just Dennis. He's on the wrong side of the map, and he hasn't got the teammates alongside him that he needs. This is going to be a saved AWP.
Yeah, this is very basic by Cloud9. Go for the mid-control, get players in the forward positions. You have connector, you have yourself in the vent room. Once you have that much space to work with, you're waiting for the CTs to re-aggress.
Right.
And when you're going to re-aggress like that, when you're a man down, you have to make those plays, you have to make those moves, and then just drop like flies. They weren't in any advantageous positions. They had no chance to opt for trade frags. Very strung out.
Not ideal.
Forrester actually is the highest rated player for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
I wasn't chuckling at that, sorry. The reason I exhaled through my nose in a chuckling-like manner, I'll talk about it in a moment, because Dennis is trying to save his orb, and woof! Spectacular. The man he shot, though, was flusha, a quick flick of the wrist. The man that caused my little giggle was flusha. I can't get used to that already. Like, flusha in a Cloud9 jersey. It's such a big move, and of course we've talked about it a whole lot here at Blast. It's just something that's going to take some time, not only for us to get used to, but for him. What a shift.
Yeah, it did take me a long time to stop calling mibr SK as well.
I think we finally got there.
Yeah, it happens eventually. Time heals all wounds, and right now we do have the max loss bonus coming in for NiP. They're able to scrap together a buy. They do have that saved AWP and a menagerie of other weapons. Famas, MP9 in the mix. It's not an ideal buy by any means.
Yeah, this could be good, though. They're sending those MAC-10s in. They want to try and use them as scouts, two of them, of course, Golden and Keo. Nice work from Lekro. Some mid-aggression, and this time Keo is going to make the MAC-10 work. That's huge for Cloud9. The buy is not ideal, but this is site control. Dennis, he did spectacular work while saving. This time he has to be influential for this round to go their way. Nice work from Rez. He's managed to get himself behind the T side. Some aggressive CT maneuvers, trying to retake the site. The bomb is loose, though, and that's worth noting that this control that Keo and Golden have is going to do nothing with Rez in his position. He is quite literally a spanner in the works of this assault. Lekro and Dennis are going to find frags, and that's going to leave flusha in an awkward situation. That bomb's location does now favor him. He can get the rotate on.
This is definitely winnable for flusha. He is one of the best mid-round decision makers we have in the game. Sure, he's had a lull in more recent times. Just think back to IM Katowice towards the start of the year. This guy won some absolutely monstrous clutches. That Molotov is going to give away his position. At this point now, he should be getting that rotation in. And he's just opting for a standard post-plant position. Actually changing his mind and moving more aggressively towards Sandwich, because he needs to be proactive in this situation, Alex. He needs to find the kills before they can isolate him and have a 1-on-3 duel. He wants 3 1v1s in a dream scenario. He's going to get one if Lekro continues this push. It looks like he will. He's making a whole lot of noise, and that's not good. That's a problem. Took too long to convert, and Rez is there for the trade. It was just a matter of seconds. Had he got that and had the opportunity to readjust his aim, reposition, we could have very well seen at least two. Not to be, and that is NiP's first. I'm glad we're seeing that, though, because this is a team that have been causing so much uproar here in Copenhagen, causing so much. I mean, they've done the preparation. I think that's what's so important. Yeah. You're seeing NiP, evidence of them just hard work paying off with this roster. It's been Lekro and Rez for a while now. Dennis, of course, another addition to the NiP jersey, and they are just looking regimented. The only downside to winning a round right now, Alex, for NiP is the fact that now they are in hard reset territory. Having only 2 players survive right there, having to reinvest fully, means as we move forward, if they do lose this round, could be dire straits for their economy. It's not stopping Rez, though. He's going straight in for another mid-aggress, but that's a late flashbang. He's just doing the dance and does have time to flick back around. Just as his eyesight is regained, he finds the head of Rush towards top mid, and that's a big first blood. Just to note, NiP do that as a spawn-based activity. Dennis, if he isn't AWPing, he can also go aggressive up middle. Those two, Rez and Dennis, have a good synergy in that part of the map, with Forrest as the third, leading over towards Catwalk. Am I foolish to consider that kind of a risky maneuver, or is it no longer? With the utility support of your teammates, it's not so much? As long as you have a player on Cat ready to trade and someone in Connector, and Flash is coming normally from the A-site player of Get Right, you're all good. It's actually not so much of a risky, it's more of a calculated maneuver. Mid-pushes often have that context of gamble, but perhaps not in this case, as it does work out perfectly. Dennis just using the edge of that smoke to try and gain an advantage. There's a tip of the head and a tag through the brickwork, but flusha, he's having absolutely none of it. He takes him down to 4 versus 4, and the frags keep coming this time for Cloud9. Nearly said Fnatic, this is freaking me out. Golden and flusha in Cloud9 jerseys. Numbers still favor the T side, though, as they advance. Get Right, nice little off angle. He's looking for a second. He does have the ability to retreat and does so. Forrest in tow now. Both players are able to trade off of one another. 20 seconds. Oh, look at the bombs going B, Alex. Automatic's made his way out. Cat, he's going to get a free bomb site here. The plants will come in only with 2 HP, a little bit of utility, and Keo has delayed even longer. So this rotation is going to be forever away. And Keo has a chance to either come up Cat or be abs. He can just disappear. He can just throw a little smoke bomb on the floor and just evaporate. Also note, during this retake, Forrest will have a Molotov and a HE. Either of those licks automatic and he will fall. Here comes the nade.
It looks like it might just be a little short.
1 damage!
Wait, what? He had 1 HP. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
he had 2?
2.
No way. Forrest does finish the job, though. And now on to Keo. This is what we talked about, though. They don't know his position. He could have gone short. He could have come from apps. The plant isn't good for him, and he's been spotted. That's good for NiP. The legends of the Ninjas brand pick up the round, and a necessary one at that. Forrest and Get Right left standing, and 3 between them. I
don't want to say it, but that feels more like a misplay coming out from the players on Cloud9 as opposed to Ninjas in Pyjamas doing anything fantastic, right? Forrest had to take a gamble with where he was going to throw those nades. Very unlucky for that to only do 1 damage.
Insane.
And then Keo would have been expecting them to be in tandem for the trade potential, but Get Right's come late up Cat and actually been able to outposition that of Kiyoshima.
Calculated choices.
Here's that AWP, Alex. What we're talking about automatic. He's picked it up.
Oh, that's a little awkward. We got to see it from Forrest POV. You're right, though. This is the dynamic AWP we were talking about. The scavenged AWP. But Forrest, he was trying to get himself in towards ladder room early. You saw him broke it, try and get the strafe onto the pile. Not to be, though. Doesn't have to pay too much for his mess up. And so the round hits a standstill. So much time now where we get to see what seems to be quite a common strategy from Cloud9. They take the bomb B side, early B apps, they leave it, and then start to poke and prod. Nothing towards A whatsoever, though. And I always question, you know, what do you need from the CTs to get info on A? It's almost always a gamble. You push ramp, you push palace, it could always be someone there. And so they're relatively safe.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why Get Right is staying overextended here. He can't have help now. That smoke has really split this connected defense. Thinking better of it now, it looks like they will drop back. I don't need to overextend here. There's no need. You are playing retake on A. You can drop back and play even more passive positions. Don't get caught in limbo like this.
Yeah, caught in transition. They don't have to pay anything for it, though. Golden gets info. That's something, especially for the in-game leader. An outstanding in-game leader as well. He's really been proving himself across 2018. And as you can see, the defense still set up. Time ticking away. They're going to have to make a decision soon. You can see they're starting to wrap. Nades are going to come out in the hands of Keo. Molotov to try and clear the close corner. Lekro's going to be lying there, and he does get licked by the flames, but he goes aggressive and finds one with the M4. He hasn't got bullets for a second, and now things get difficult. They collapse. It's on to Get Right and Rez, neither of them in prime scenarios. Get Right's going to have to go aggressive. Spray doesn't stop the blank bomb plan. They know exactly where he is. There's a double peek coming, and there should be a round for Cloud9 on the way as well. This looks impossible. This
is definitely no easy round, and that should be the final nail in the coffin as Rez right now. Any kill he can get is, I guess, a consolation at this point, because a 1-on-4B retake is well and truly out of the question, as Golden will put him down. To note now, the economy situation for NiP, due to how the previous round unfolded, is seeing it well and truly in the bin. 2,400,
peanuts.
1,500, 2,000 for Dennis, 2,500 on Forrest. Get Right with only 1,900. They have to take an eco, or they can go for a force buy here, and it really works out as you are taking almost 2 ecos, right? But they will just go for the full save.
Yeah, 9 frags from Golden, just 7 rounds in. Definitely a fragging in-game leader. In fact, top of the table for his squad. They start to push in, and oh, another one from Golden. He's not stopping, ripping through that unarmored, just a USP CT. Lots of letters here in Counter-Strike, or I should say CSGO. We like our acronyms. But yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything with this one. It's more of just setting their sights. I mean, I imagine even now they're probably just having a bit of a talk about the next round, round 9.
Sure, and I'm really curious to see who is going to pick up the AWP, because we did have Dennis using it. He was using it towards window, connector, and then he was playing retake A with it. Forrest can use it from catwalk. Rez has also been known to pick it up. These guys feel like they change their setup all the time. You could watch 3 demos back-to-back on the same map, and you are going to see different things. You're going to see different flavors, you're going to see different takes, and that's the really cool thing about having a team that is, I guess, stocked with hybrid players, because that's what a lot of these guys on NiP are.
And that leads to unpredictability, which we often attribute with this Cloud9 roster. You don't know what's going to happen because it is so new. At the moment, that new is working wonderfully here in Copenhagen. Another round for Cloud9.
Here's a stat line I had yesterday to kick off when we had Ninjas in Pyjamas versus FaZe Clan. This may have been adjusted since because we've had more games played. But on Mirage, Forrest is their highest rated player. He has the highest attempt rate at opening kills and has a 63% success rate. So he has the highest attempt rate and the highest success rate, which contributes to 21.3% of NiP's rounds won on Mirage. Now, you look at Forrest's score right now. He's sitting at the bottom of the tables with only 2 kills. He needs to get activated.
We need to see more from him. Of course, the T side where we truly get to see those entries, and another aggressive maneuver from NiP. They're going straight up middle. It is Dennis with the M4. He could catch the tail end of one. He does so. Automatic, cut down to size early. More and more often, we're seeing Cloud9 fall foul to this mid-aggression. In fact, that's where most of the opening kills for the CT side have come from. Smoke's coming in, though. Lekro's got the warning sign. Splash from Rez to support. Lekro's already taken down Rush. This has to be at least one, and he's making that FAMAS work. Rez from bench. He's looking for a second, and the last bullet finds the head of Keo. That is an NiP round. No question about it. Lekro's just going to go ahead and put the full stop at the end.
Feels like Cloud9 are really conditioning this B bomb site. They've had success there on the gun rounds, and they've gone there once again. Not able to get the bomb down in this time, but should still be able to get together a decent enough buy. My question is that something they're going to use this half tapers on? Because they have only gone A through a mid-split and then against ecos. They haven't really done an A execute.
We haven't really seen any. I think the most action I've seen towards A was Get Right when he killed 2 Palace. That was the first and only time we've seen them go there.
Looks like mid-aggression's coming out once more, as we can see Dennis and Rez both over towards that part of the map. And they're happy just to rinse and repeat this. It's a solo mission in a lot of ways, and maybe not the opening that NiP are looking for.
I mean, how many times have the CTs pushed up mid early? This time, Rush is having absolutely none of it. He knows it's coming, his teammates flash him in, and he's got his eyes locked on that mid-aggress. Nice work from Get Right, though. He does shut down Flusher as he tries to flirt with the idea of a ramp push. Forrest.
There's Forrest. There he is.
That's what you needed. He's been trying to get towards this very powerful position on Mirage. You play towards that ladder rim, you have access towards connector, you can support middle, you're not far from B should they come apps, and now Lekro's in hot water. The smoke bails him out.
Look, they know Get Right either has to be apps or a ramp, and it's going to be apps as the port of call, but he needs to go late. The others on the team need to find the action first, so he has a chance to step on out.
This is going to be unpredictable from Rush. He's going to have that double peak, but nice to get the first. It's not completely wasted and squandered. Get Right, however, finding Golden from apps leaves automatic in a very awkward situation. Is the bomb for him at all? No, the smoke's on it. This is almost impossible. He has to catch them on the cross. This is his first opportunity. He does tag him up. He gets him through the box. That's fantastic. But again, with the double peak. Quick communication. In fact, likely with those two, they're not even communicating. They know what they've got to do.
Yeah, these guys have chemistry like no one else in the game, being a duo now for the better part of 10 years.
10 years!
It's a long time that these guys have known each other and played off each other.
Anything with anyone for 10 years?
I don't know. I've done a lot of desks with you, and that's 2.5. That's probably...
Imagine us doing this for 7.5 more years.
Bloody hell.
I don't know. I would know what your toothpaste brand is by that point.
To be fair, when I'm hanging out with you boys, I know when someone's cranky or...
We've got the reads now, haven't we?
Yeah, all the tells are in there.
Like someone walks in a room that we've spending 2.5 years on the road with, we're like,
Yeah, we'll stay away from him today.
I'm going to let him just listen to his iPod.
We have 4 deagles come out right now from Cloud9, so just a bit of a spread pick. And the reason that you want to do this when you have the deagles is to hopefully find those one-bullet headshots, right? You don't want to group up. You don't want to go for anything too, I guess, saucy, where those grenades that we just witnessed can take you out as a pack.
What am I doing saying iPod as well? What year is it?
I had an iPod until I left it in the cab this time last year when I went to Rome.
Yeah, but that's just because you're cool, you know? You drink,
retro.
You drink your hipster coffees and you have an iPod still.
Yeah,
not even an iPod Touch. Did it still have the wheel?
Yeah, it did.
Oh my goodness. You're so cool, man. Got that moustache from November and then you're fully complete.
It's coming.
A plaid shirt, perhaps. Let's have a look how this one shapes up. Should very, very unlikely go the way of Cloud9. Flusher has the chance to influence it, though, and good damage to Forrest, but that's just not enough. That's not what the doctor ordered, and that's the end of that one. 6-5. NiP are starting to get things back underway, and I imagine that economy we were talking about is starting to stabilize.
Yeah, they're in a better place, but if Cloud9 can still chip away, there is a chance for them to ruin their economy in the middle of the half. And that's one of the worst places to be, because if you're the CTs, you have big decisions. Do you force buy to wrestle it back? Do you take the save rounds, which can have hard resets come in, where you find yourself potentially on a low buy in the last round of the half? Lots more questions to be asked, whereas the Ts, if you're going for a low buy in the last round, it's not such a problem. More mid-aggression.
They're just doing it. Rinse and repeat. This is going to be another... Oh, I was going to say... Easy frag for the T's. Not going to happen as they manage to make it a 4v4. Dennis traded immediately, and it's Golden to find his 15th frag. Top of the scoreboard. This man is on a mission. It's a mission of vengeance. Couldn't perform in the first day of this 2-day tournament, and now he just wants to get this one in the bag.
It feels to me, Alex, that the Ninjas in Pyjamas don't want to be executed on late round.
Sure.
They want to take the fight and force decision-making within the mid-round to come up from Cloud9. And when you do have a stand-in, when you do have a newer member, that decision-making is one of the hardest facets.
You can see Flusher flirted with the idea of a palace push, and perhaps a bit of a call from his leader, if not just realizing that A They don't. I was going to say A hasn't won working. They haven't tried A, so there's no real need. It's just going to be lurking around. In the meantime, Forest, a predictable location and a predictable success. Keo knocked out of the round from ladder room.
This is what you want to avoid if you're Cloud9. When you have a 4v4, we do often say on the T side that you have the advantage. You can regroup and trade out efficiently onto a bomb site. Instead, they've stayed in limbo. Instead, they've, right now, have 3 players all across the map. No one close for any trade potential, as Golden tries a bit of a distraction over towards the B bomb site. He has managed to keep Forest and Lekro honest. But this is all on Flusher. If he can walk out onto A and get a kill here, that'll draw the rotation, and Automatic can sneak up Cat into B once more.
Yeah, he's doing a whole lot of work for his team without firing a single bullet yet, making the calls.
There it is.
Now starting to try and keep these CTs busy. He's making a noise. He's trying to put on a show. In the meantime, though, the CT's on B. They've done enough. Automatic, he's left to his own devices. Flusher finally caught out by GetRight, and now Automatic, you have to find this frag. It's not easy. In fact, it looks impossible when Lekro is as precise as he is. The B site is his. I mean, he's had, what, 1 slip-up so far?
Yeah.
Everything else has been pretty comfortable. He's always getting 1, if not 2.
That was almost perfect for Cloud9 there. The idea, I didn't like it, but eventually they made it look like it was something that could have worked. If Flusher had made a kill instead of just spamming boxes, that would have definitely drawn both players. You could see Lekro was already starting to cheat away from that. I think, you know, that's when the last minute, oh, we haven't seen the bomb. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to stay and wait. And, well, lucky he did. Hero of the round. Yeah,
we got to see GetRight's POV on that as well. It was Flusher. He was just desperately looking for an angle. Couldn't get CT. He was trying to get the surprise angle on towards jungle, but GetRight, quick adjustment. And that's all it takes. That's it. That is the whole strat crumbles as the CTs realize he's alone. There's nothing to follow up this Molotov and spray that Flusher was trying to sell. And they weren't buying. 6-6 then. And it's best of 1. I want to remind everyone that, you know, every round truly does matter. This is a best of 1. You win this, you are top of the table, the very tippy top, with 3 points.
Continuing to look at the, I guess, diversity of AWPers on this Ninjas in Pyjamas roster. Now Lekro has it. We did see it with Dennis before, and he's going to pick it up this time. Going to be using that over towards the B bomb site to have a bit more penetration downrange. We'll have a deeper view with the scope.
My goodness. That doesn't sound too bad. Nice work from Forest, as he doesn't have to pay too much for his spray, and actually cuts down this rather shoddy buy. A bit of Kevlar for Golden and Keo, and that's all they've got. Quite literally, it's just the 2 of them remaining. And Automatic, he's done the shoulder. It's enough to give them the info. Golden's going to make it an imperfect round, as just GetRight will fall, but that's perfect from NiP. They're starting to take the lead, and they're on fire.
5 on the trot. That means the max loss bonus is now in play for Cloud9. And as you mentioned a little bit earlier, the economy is definitely stabilized for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They should be safe for the rest of the half here. Forest with 10k, and this is with the buys already being completed.
Yeah, now you can see the AWP changing hands as well. You mentioned it was going to be moving. You talked about that dynamic hybrid players. From Dennis to Lekro, it finds its way to the B site now.
They're still putting a lot of pressure on B site earlier, Cloud9. They're not putting anything over towards A. No one's going for picks over there. They're not even trying to bait out utility. And this is where this aggressive ult comes in, hitting a massive shot there as Lekro. He's going to dip away, takes down Automatic, gets the big green out of the hands of Cloud9 for this round. And now, a 4-on-5 ensues.
Horrible feeling for Automatic there when you just see 1 minute 30 on the clock and you're already dead. Already watching the 4 of your teammates try and make something of a very important round. Great work from Lekro. They switch up the AWP. They're not expecting it. They haven't seen it before. And having the precision, having the mechanics to follow up with your decision-making. Nice work from him.
This is where they hope for some aggression, but finally Ninjas in Pyjamas are playing the percentages.
I like that from GetRight. Pushed up on ramp. Just
all the
stops Flusher from doing any of that naughtiness.
And they've hedged. They've given up mid. They've given up connector. They've given up window. Dennis is merely just a caretaker. And they've doubled down on B. Lekro has moved position with the AWP now.
You can see Cloud9, actually, they lose a player. This is essentially a 5v3 at this point because Golden now realizes that he has to clear all of T-spawn. They've had it open for so long, he's going to have to clear and check all of this. And look at GetRight. Patience doesn't pay off. What? Down to just 3, but Golden, he cuts the head off of the A site. And now Rush, he could have the element of surprise here as well. Rez suddenly from 0 to 100. He's got a lot to do, and he's dead as well. Rushes, they're going to pincer away. The bomb's nowhere near A, but they're starting to find frags. Dennis could stabilize for NiP, as will Forest on the other side of the map. Things are getting awkward now. Rush is actually making things incredibly awkward. 1 on A, 1 on B, both from behind. He's just been the hero of this round.
Bomb will go down. It looks like he's going for the long con, legging it towards Catwalk. I thought he was going to continue through and try and flank once more, but now Lecro and Dennis with a limited utility have to get into this B bomb site. The clock is in their favor, but through the smoke, Dennis is going to find the head of Keo, and now all pressure on Rush.
He has to do everything. He's already got 2. This is a tough angle, and Lecro's pre-aiming it. Beautiful from NiP. I mean, Cloud9, they made that as awkward as possible. Golden winning that 1v1, that should have started a series of unfortunate events for NiP, but they managed to just hold on. I think Dennis, the fact of the matter is he got 1 through the smoke, which could have completely changed the round if he hadn't have got it, and he managed to stabilize on that A take.
6 straight now for Cloud9. Sorry, for Ninjas in Pyjamas, not Cloud9. 6 straight as in the losing column, maybe.
Yeah, we'll take that. 6, what was it?
We were talking at a very nice scoreline. It was 6-2.
My goodness, 6-2.
And now we've had 6 on the trot to get NiP up to 8. Golden with 17 kills, as you've previously mentioned, he's been fragging up a storm. No one else on the team has even reached double digits yet. And the hero right now, the kills are already going down. Flush and Automatic have opened the account early. Get Right's been able to exchange back with 1. This time they did put pressure on that A bomb site.
This is quick. They're bringing a touch of pace and it's being punished. Is that what I think it is? They call it in Aussie language, in Aussie vernacular, the dak-dak, I believe. Yeah.
Affectionately known. Look at the bomb, Alex. They've just left the bomb in T-spawn, which has really hindered their chances of taking this bomb site. Automatics realized that that has to be the scenario. Has gone back to grab it. Has found himself in a 2-on-1 situation, which is not the worst place in the world to be. And him having to get the bomb has actually caused a little bit of confusion as Ninjas in Pyjamas have dropped back and they're kind of seeking out information.
And this is where he doesn't have to rush. I was going to say, he can take his time. Doesn't matter, though. He just peeks out for a moment. And Lecro, he does seem to have a good read on the NiP boys at this point in time.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it necessarily would have to come from him, but every time I see them win a Mirage game, he is towards the top of that scoreboard. When you have the likes of Get Right, Forrest, Dennis, and Rez, who had, around this time last year, an MVP performance at IEM Oakland, you wouldn't expect Lecro to be the guy who has to put up the frags, who has to put up the numbers.
What a turnaround, though, from NiP. That was their CT side, admittedly, which is where you have to just kind of sit back and think for a moment that you would perhaps expect a slight lead. But that looked like a open and shut Cloud9 game. Another 3 points and them being hot favorites to get to the semis, or I shouldn't, there's no such thing, the finals.
The finals, yeah. Should we hit him with a cliche, Alex?
Go on, then.
Cloud9 get the pissed around. They're right back in it.
Oh, there it is. That's good. It's good. I like that.
But,
and it's not false either.
No, it's not at all. A little bit of utility coming out. Lecro has purchased a smoke and a flash. Dennis yet to buy. So we're waiting to get this one underway.
It is crazy, though, isn't it? Golden could reach 20 before his teammates reach 10. He is just... You know, everyone said, like, oh, Valens, I think he got more frags than Golden ever would. And it's like, well, here you go, mate. Let me show you what I can do.
I think right now, Cloud9 are doing a fantastic job of playing spoiler for other teams. They obviously have a chance to make it to the final, but I think what they're doing, like, you know, with draws or close matches, maybe upset victories, is diminishing the chances of teams who we might have seen in the final, which is... Look, I guess that's what a cutthroat format like this is all about. Yeah,
and I mean, let's not forget that even with the stand-in, they nearly took Na'Vi on this very map. Cloud9, it's not like they're slouches on this in any stretch of the imagination. You can't just say NiP and Na'Vi are both having bad Mirage days. This is actually indicative of Cloud9's form on this map. And of course, a victory versus Astralis, a comeback victory on Overpass. I mean, they're just breaking records, Astralis' win streak, everything. They've been causing quite the stir. NiP I was referring to there, actually. Excuse me, I'm getting my wires crossed.
Right now, with 2 players under window, the Glocks have found a range where they're effective. Meanwhile, over towards A ramp, trade's gone down, but now the A attack is going to be on. Lecro's going to grab that bomb, but meanwhile, Rez pushing up connector. Dinks are coming in. Forrest finally finding one, and now everything's falling in the favor of the Ninjas.
Yeah, Flusher can switch things on a dime, though. We know what he can do with a pistol. Not necessarily just the CZ, despite it being his signature sidearm. Looking for options. USP doesn't quite connect just yet. Keo, in the meantime, starting to get footing, as is Rez. He's coming straight behind him. This is going to be the end of Flusher, but he's pushed towards Tribox. He has a chance to make it a 1v1. Bomb goes down the process, and his back is exposed. Rez will profit. Aggressive through CT, and now left to Keo. He's made his way towards stairs. He's got for a fresh magazine, and he's got an impossible task ahead of him. He knows it, as do NiP. They're starting to push. They want to try and catch him on the exit.
Any kills he can grab here, or even if he can try and hold on to this armor. Go for a force buy in the next. It's not going to... Ooh, okay. Spinning 180 degrees, finding Forrest's head, but unfortunately, without that diffuse kit, time is of the essence, and he will opt to save that armor, as I was previously alluding to. Going to keep that through to the next round. Will be interesting to see if they go for a force buy here.
Inhuman reactions, some would describe that as from Keo. Full 180. His mouse pad's still red hot from the flick, but fantastic work just to get himself one extra $300 injection.
This is one of the changes you'll probably be seeing more and more of. The buys that come in now on this second round, especially for the T's, well, either side really, they have to invest in more rifles. You know, you need to at least have 3 AKs/Galils. You won't be seeing as many SMGs. Before it would be maybe 1 rifle and then a lot more SMGs. Here you can see Ninjas in Pyjamas. They've got 2 AKs, a Galil, a MAC-10, and a UMP.
Yeah, those SMGs are going to shred as well. Just one player with armor for Cloud9. NiP are just looking so fantastic. Certainly on the first half. This is a strong start for the second. We haven't quite seen the full weapon round interaction yet. Many twists and turns yet to come, potentially.
Oh, they're going over towards B, and that's where all 5 members of Cloud9 are actually stacked. They're going to get past the window players and onto the B site. Flusher, meanwhile.
If they ignore Keo, if they call that clear, this could cause problems. Rez, however, is doing some of that himself with the MAC-10. Looking to surprise Rush! Oh, no! He found Get Right's head, but it was down to just 2 HP. Couldn't find it. A shot to his fingernail would have finished him off, but not enough. And now Keo, he's got armor and an AK. There's no way he goes for this.
Yeah, he just needs to save that, hold it on to the next, because this full eco now tells us they will buy. Now, the problem is this fizzles out.
Finish him! So low. Not to be.
The problem is, with this gun round buy from the CTs, it needs to be map dependent. I think Mirage is one where you can make it work, because you can obviously do a lot of retake scenarios. But certain maps that require a lot of utility, the trains, the overpasses of the world on the CT side to lock down choke points, you're not going to have the Molotovs and smokes required.
Right.
So right now, we're going to see they can buy into the M4s. They'll be able to get the Kevlar up. One person will probably get a diffuse kit, but then it's scattered utility. You know, it's maybe a smoke and a nade, maybe a smoke and a flash. It's definitely not smoke, flash, Molotov, HE, kit, armor, everything you want, right?
So you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to make compromises, which as you become an adult, you learn are more and more important life lessons here.
Or you do what I do and just keep putting them off until maybe one day you'll end up in jail.
Yeah, sure. That's another angle of approach.
You get 3 meals a day, a roof over your head.
TV, if you're in Denmark, you get. Have you seen Danish prisons?
It's like a holiday, isn't it?
It really looks great, yeah.
All right, here we go. We have the rifles underway. You can see the utility obviously not completely flushed on out there, but definitely good enough. They're not using too much of it early either. A couple of flashes over mid. Hopefully push back any aggression from NiP early, and they are opting to play a slow default.
Quite reminiscent of how Cloud9 approached their T side early.
This makes a lot of sense because we touch on lack of utility, normally as the CT side you have to take aggressive risks. So a mid push on this round would maybe be a 50-50 play. So playing it passive is very smart.
See if it shapes up for them. Doesn't look like they're going to be gifted any early aggression, though, this time from Cloud9. They're kind of letting the T's come to them. Of course, when NiP are staring down just a 5-round deficit to close this one out, you really cannot take too many chances. Flusher, he knows he's being pressured. The Molotov is deployed accordingly.
Oh,
but this is going to, yeah, this could be a problem. He hasn't got the info. Whether or not he's made the call is a different question. He's going to try and push through the Molotovs. He knows he needs info fast. The little lick of the flame, though, will give them the audio cue that he's coming. And Necro, despite being caught out, does manage to adjust in time, catches Flush towards middle. That's going to open up all the realms of possibilities. They can go either way here. This is the beauty of middle.
Looks like A is where they're leaning right now, and that's based off Get Right's A ramp position. If they come up through connector and Rush an automatic double peek, that's going to be an absolute blender as Rush steps out. He gets one, unable to find a second. Now all pressure on automatic. Yeah,
Keo's just miles away. It's all on automatic and eventually gets there. Just 9 bullets left in the clip, though, and that could cause problems. Looking for a second, finds the head. He's only got 3 bullets. Dennis is low enough, and he can't finish it. Down to the USP. A shot to the head should do it. Forced to back away. Could get the trade, though, as Keo has finally arrived. A 1v2. Bomb going down courtesy of Dennis, and a good cover from his teammate. Nice work from Forrest. Hits the crouch key hard and does just move his head out of the crosshair of the Frenchman. 12-6 then. NiP, they could just close this one out, stop any of that funny business, and truly make a statement. I saw a great statement, actually, from Get Right. You see, he said, I think we're one of the few teams here who can beat Astralis and lose to everyone else. So we'll see.
Well, they've already managed to do one part of that.
Yeah.
Avoid losing to everybody else.
Let's see if they can avoid the second part.
That would get them going through probably to the finals.
My goodness.
Now, if we take a look at the situation right now, it is going to be a bit of a pistol upgrade. A couple of Deagles, Scout, P250 in the hands of Cloud9. And after this, every single round, their back will be against the wall.
It is good to see the Ninjas back to a fighting form. A lot of criticism actually from himself. Dennis had a lot of eyes on him after some severe underperformances, but him and his team are both turning things around here in Copenhagen after the break, albeit a minor one.
This is where you need a miracle individual play to come out, someone to get 2 sweet 1Ds. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for in rounds like this. It is set up to be individualistic, right? They're spread out, they have deagles, they have weapons to be used at range. This isn't a scenario where you're pop flashing for one another. This isn't a play where you're baiting off of teammates. You are literally just hoping you can stand and deliver. And considering they've hedged over towards this B bomb site, where it's definitely not the port of call for NiP, a miracle play in this scenario becomes even more difficult. Because they were going to buy next round, I expect them to go for kills in this situation, Alex.
So they're going to have some bloodshed one way or another. Unlikely to stop the 13th for NiP. Let's see how this one shapes up. Forrest, he's got his eyes in exactly the right place. He's going to have a chance to try and do some damage. Maybe a late catch on the exits, because they're taking their time with this one. Flusher does draw blood, though. Catches Rez on the push towards jungle. Is that enough to be the linchpin to a push? The bomb's ticking away, though, and the CTs, they look indecisive. Here comes the push late. They're trying to catch them off guard as they exit the site. It's not working. Let's get right. He's just cleaning house. 2 for him. Makes it a 3rd as he catches Flusher. Nice, precise tapping. Not necessarily his signature move either. Get right, known for his spray, but shows his restraint. Just tapping at the heads and finds 3. Knocks him down, and it's 13 now to 6. This is starting to look problematic for Cloud9. They haven't found a single round on the CT side of Mirage. It's just inexcusable.
Yeah, not ideal, I think, is the best way to look at this situation right now for Cloud9. They've managed to take it to some big names, right? They've managed to be extremely competitive, and now NiP are in cruise control as it looks like they are just posturing for that default spread again. Lekr0 wants to go hyper-aggressive up the ramp. He's pushed all the way up. He's going to take this fight. He can't go back, and eventually he'll be found. Golden swinging and continuing to find damage, but he is the only one.
That was a lot of confidence in a very short space of time from Lekr0. The Molotov kind of put up a wall. You had to fight and you had to win if you wanted to be leaving this round with your life. Not the case, though, as now NiP have to operate with just 4. This could be the 7th for Cloud9. They say 13's unlucky. We'll see if NiP can prove it.
Flusher needs to be very careful here. He's been picked off previously. He can't go down, because if he does, that's going to give what was looking like a fantastic early advantage away. You need to be converting these power plays, these 5v4 scenarios.
So good on the T side, Golden. We'll see if he can replicate that on the defense. It's Flusher who's starting to pipe up. He was exceptional in their previous game. So many frags. Golden has taken the helm from him as he finds another on res towards underpass. Now Dennis and Forrest, they're in middle. Flusher again. They're starting to shout. They don't want to go down without a fight. It's automatic with that AWP. He's been quiet with the Zoom banger, but it's enough to get them the 7th.
Just for everybody at home, Flusher and Golden do Herald from Sweden. So the Ninjas in Pyjamas are more than a familiar foe. They play against these guys, or historically, an awful lot. And for the likes of Golden, he would have been looking up to these players for a very long period of time.
I love Golden's story.
Yeah,
I have to say, like the speed by which he has just risen through the ranks in Counter-Strike is almost unrivaled. There's a couple of names perhaps at the tip of my tongue who have done similarly absurd things, but he's gone from, I'm not going to say nothing, but from obscurity to playing with, you know, some of the world champions, some of the few players who have won 2 majors. Then he joins another team who just won a major in Automatic and Rush. I mean, it's exceptional, his CV.
It also becomes a bit of a question mark right now when we saw Lekr0's confident play last round to him having a CZ this round. Sure, full utility, and I'm expecting a set piece to come on out here. But the fact that their money was in such a position that this has even occurred means maybe he should have been a little bit more reserved in the previous. Mid smokes will come in. Looks like they're going for that standard mid control. Smokes cat, connector, and window with Molotovs in tow. And doing a bit of damage through the smokes.
Look at the timing. Flusher calculated that perfectly. It landed at the toes of Lekr0. Not enough damage to finish off the job, but he tagged him up. He waited a couple of seconds, a couple of beats, and had a good read on Lekr0's position. So damage done. Unfortunately, it's on the one player without the full rifle. Can't take any firepower out with that just yet.
It's crazy how they're more than happy to stay in limbo like this. The T's are so close and could strike at any moment, but harassing with utility appears to be the name of the game, and Cloud9 have done that fantastically. Lekr down to 4 HP. Forest also taking a little bit of damage, 75 points of health himself. That just means the M4s, when they touch his dome, he'll fall immediately. Going to be a B split here, Alex, as you can see positioning of the bomb over towards apps. Lekr is going to throw some flashbangs from afar, and Catwalk control has just been taken as into the face of flusha. 2 fall, and this round here falling apart for the Ninjas.
Yeah, it's going to be keo. He's been that designated B defender, and now he's done enough, as his teammate flusha. Fantastic work on short. Starts the round and ends it, and Lekr, that player who he tagged up heavily, is left just to think about this one, as he's going to get picked apart in apps. They know exactly where he is, and flusha completes the set. A triple kill for him in the 22nd round, or 21st, excuse me.
Now this gets interesting, because the money for Ninjas in Pyjamas is sitting sub 3K.
Okay, so we're looking at what?
Pistol
9,
upgrade.
we're looking at maybe 10, we could have a 13-10. We could have a game on our hands. Look at this from flusha. So easy for him. He plays what is quite a small part of the map, but so dynamic, so well.
It's a pivotal position, that catwalk play, because you need to assist your mid defenders. Okay, hold up a second.
Okie dokie.
Through the flames, Rez is going to find the head. Takedown automatic. That AWP will fall immediately.
That is just a $700 pistol versus nearly 7K in expenses.
Ooh. Hello. Come on.
Hello, get right.
Into the hands of Golden, and continuing to find the frags. The youngster has more work to do, even though it is a 4-on-4. Another deagle headshot from Rez is going to rain on out.
Look at him go. He's lining them up. Get right thought about Molotoving Palace. He's wishing he did now. Can Get Right deal with this. They're going to start double peeking, and Dennis has found another one. The Ninjas are doing it with deagles. Just a bit of Kevlar on Dennis. That kept him alive long enough to find the frag. But now with the bomb down, flusha and keo, they have the kits, they have the time, they have the weapons. Do they have the skills necessary to dismantle a unarmored afterplant from the Ninjas? Shots coming in, another dink from Forest. They're doing it. It's all on keo. He's running out of time, he's running out of options. They can just hide and wait as he finds the first and second peek. Tags up Rez. Now he knows where Dennis is. They've done it, Rez. He started that round. He made that round possible with an absurd opening deagle frag through the Molotov, just with the sidearm. And the Ninjas, we said 13 could be unlucky, but that's not luck. That is skill. As they make the Desert Eagle by, look at this again, automatic. You're going to be furious.
This is the story that stats don't tell. This is an impact round right here from Rez. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard right now for NiP. Him doing that has basically just, I would say, secured NiP the win at this point. Pulling out that round, yeah, well, now you only need to find yourself, 2 more gun rounds. If they win this one right here, the economy situation is completely in the bin for C9, and that should be the game. But flusha has something to say about that. As continuing to go aggressive from Cat, he will find another kill. Rush with one of his own, and they continue to re-aggress and take the fight over here towards middle.
You can see just how mechanical and how clinical his approach to retaking middle is. And actually, in the meantime, Dennis and Forest, they're looking to take steps in the right direction. Does look unlikely, though, as it's just down to one man. The bomb is retrievable and not currently under the gaze of his opponents, but not far away. flusha's on the flank. Opting for Palace. This will be his route of approach. He has nades, and there is a player here who's making so much noise. They're going to make the call, and actually, interestingly enough, automatic, he does try and just take the angle with a pistol. An interesting decision, and that's not going to work out for him, as now he makes it a 1v2. Scavenges away the AWP. We know he can use this weapon. He's already got 2 in the round. He'd have to find 4 with 50 seconds. Now, with that AWP on his back, he could find a surprising angle, but I think flusha's done this. Perfect positioning from him. That's nice work from him. The patience. You saw him. He pushed up mid so early, Chad, and he just waited. He waited until that trap was fully set, and Dennis caught with a knife in his hands.
So not long ago, we were talking about Golden, the only one in double digits. flusha has caught up. He's been putting in a massive haul right now. He's on 21 kills.
Jesus.
And then finally, keo and Automatic have trickled over, but that means they've only had very few kills in the second half, and Rush is still only on 9. So if they can come online, if they can get activated at all, they can push NiP, and this is another scattered buy. You can see a couple of CZs, Tech9. It's welcome back. We've seen them do more with less, so this one could definitely be around.
True, true.
For the Ninjas to take.
Yeah, the Tech9's back. I'm not sure how I feel.
to be execute coming in thick and fast. They're getting out before the smokes actually land, so get right in the face of Keo.
He has to find more than one here. He's all alone for this moment in time. He has to get at least two, and that's not good enough. Forest gets the frag. They're locked out by the smokes. You said they've done it with less, and they're going to try and do it again. Molotov's forcing Flusher back. They're going to group up, get their resources in order, and push as a unit. That's the plan, but that's not stopped Forest from holding an aggressive angle. It's all about what Golden does here. He's going to get info, but takes a bit of a heavy toll on him, down to just 8 points of health. Now Rez with another one, scavenged away an AK. They've all got full weapons here, and he's doing damage. This is problematic for Cloud9, but nice work from Flusher. Lekro punished for his mistakes.
Should really have saved here. This is a bad call to push on in on this, considering the money situation, and that's all it's going to be. 15 rounds now on the board for NiP.
Wow.
Just a simple B execute. Keo left on an absolute island there. No help for Miles. And that's what's been happening. We know Flush has been causing a lot of havoc over towards middle. He's been pressuring, he's been prodding, he's been poking, constantly fighting that part of the map. That does leave Keo isolated, and NiP, they knew that. They took over that advantage. Simple execute onto the B bomb site, traded efficiently, got the bomb down, and from there set up some very strong post-plant situations and left with not a lot of money in the bank.
Yeah, this looks unlikely.
Dire straits right now.
That's
Golden.
a start.
He's more than happy to hit the head.
Has to find another one, though, and that's so difficult against the automatic weapons. It's just rush and automatic. Get right, he knows where they're coming from. The nades are raining out, but that's good. Element of surprise from automatic. Suddenly it's a 2v1.
Bloody hell.
Just like that, the power of the CZ is once again flexed, despite the changes keep coming for it. It's supposed to still be good close range, and that tapping works. Nice from Forest. He's not going to give this one up easy. Automatic hadn't repositioned and is punished for it. But it's on Forest.
Ooh. He's got an idea as
Where's the bomb? It's on towards Tetris.
Oh, he saw his leg. Forest just saw his leg in transition.
And that's enough for him to play off. Rush, he has no idea. That's some noise, and that's the frag. Gorgeous from Forest to end it. That's 16 to